How did he get his start? If you go back, if you remember.
Well, he's an interesting person. He went through. Had his, like Malcolm, he spent his time on the street, and did time in prison, and he came out and became a Pentecostal minister, and became the head of the House of Lords Church in Brooklyn. But his type of ministry was about a street ministry, an activist ministry, and he became the House of Lords Church became the home for the Black United Front in Brooklyn, and that was one of the reasons why I moved to New York to see that, support that, and help build that, and we did many things. We fought around practically every police brutality issue. Fought around health issues. Me and Reverend Daughtry were part of Sydenham 11, where we took over Sydenham Hospital, trying to stop it from being closed. It was under Mayor Koch, which was one of the cornerstone key issues in the late 70s, early 80s, rather, in New York, trying to build a fight back against the cutbacks that were going there.
Who else was in that Sydenham 11?
It was myself, Reverend Daughtry.
I'm taking you way back.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Reverend from Queens. I think his name.
See, I say that because Daughtry, he's not really in the glitter forefront like maybe a Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or whatever. He seems to be more hands-on street person, but not necessarily always looking for the spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a quiet, or he does, not quietly, but he like I said, he works, does the day-to-day work and has, been there. I mean, he's a key player in the National Rainbow Coalition. He worked closely with Reverend Jackson.
Right.
But Reverend Daughtry, I think he's one of the great organizers, and probably one of the best speakers that on a good day. Reverend Daughtry is probably one of the best in the country.
Right.
You make Reverend Al look bad.
But tell me something. A lot of people don't realize Buffalo's limited history with the Black Panther Party. And I know you were involved in it one time or whatever. But I think it was one of their members, one who shot maybe one in New York, was an organizer here.
Sam.
I can't think of his name.
Sam. Yeah, he was in charge of the newspaper. About 30 years ago. Yeah, but there was a lot of Panther Party activity there. I mean, we had breakfast programs that were effective.
So where was that at?
In 2 or 3 churches in Fruitville.
Okay.
We had a Black People's Information Center. We had a bookstore.
That was on Genesee Street?
Yeah, on Genesee Street. There was a point. I think we were up to close to 1,000 newspapers a week that we used to get rid of. And having things were at its prime.
Sure.
And then there was, folks might not remember, but we hoped to broker a peace between some of the gangs, like Manhattan Lovers and pythons and others who brought in some of the Panther Party leaders and was able to get some of those brothers out of that kind of activity. Unfortunately, not surprisingly, that soon after they signed a peace agreement with us, all of a sudden they were all rounded up on various old charges.
The police are more scared of them than they were when they were doing the crime.
Yeah, when they made that we brought in Campbell and Cleveland.
Sure.
And when we had that, it was a front page on the Panther Party paper showing Campbell signing an agreement with some of the pythons in particular.
Really? You still got some of those old issues?
Yeah.
I don't understand. That must have been sometime before she and her husband went to Africa.
Yeah. So, he was gone already.
He was gone?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. I met a woman that once named Joyce who mentioned you. She was involved in the back then also. She didn't give her last name, but she said she remembers you being there with us. Yeah. And then another guy who was shot down in front of Precinct 12 sometime while making a Molotov cocktail or whatever. He was really into it. And they had shot him, I think, for no reason.
It's a shame over that.
Right. You remember the incident?
Yeah. And it was, that was around the time that they were basically breaking the party down. For a number of us, we began to, raise. There was a lot of problems with the Panther Party in terms of this organizing approach and strategy. And there was at a point when a lot of us was beginning to step away from it because of difficulties on the national level. We saw that we weren't able to build the kind of organization that would really stand up to the pressure we were facing on the national level and local level. So many of us just moved on to other types of organizations.
Right.
Kept on doing what we were doing, but just on another level.
Yeah, I think you got into the Attica prison thing.
Yeah, one of the things we did was build support around the Attica. And in fact, this might be a good time that if I'm joined together with a leading videographer in Buffalo, Mohammed Furqan, and we're looking at trying to put together a documentary talking about Attica Revisited, we're calling it.
Really?
And where we want to, so if any of you have a connection to Attica, please give me a call at 882-7814. We're beginning to start to doing some of the research work, and we're going to be working together with some of the brothers from Attica to talk about what happened then, and then try to talk about what's happening now, and seeing whether after this many years later, have we really learned anything, have we really moved things forward. I don't think we have. The prison system still has a lot of the same problems that caused the Attica.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Mr. Shakoor Aljuwani, look forward to having you also in the future. This wraps up another Point Blank. Tune in next week. I'd like to thank also Mr. Charlie Madison of the Fountain Blue Lounge, who was gracious enough to let me use the facilities, and hope to get with you again in the future to get some updates on that film that you're talking about, as well as the activities relating to the United Nations.
Okay, yeah, that's 882-7814. If you're interested in computers, or if you had a connection with Attica and you would like to tell that story, just give us a call.
Okay. All right. Well, tune in next week, same bat time, same bat station. All right. Thanks a lot.